So we talked about land in the last lecture, and in this lecture we are going to talk about the forest issues, and we're going to kind of keep this short and sweet as best as we can. So let's talk about forests. Um, so there are three main types of forests on the planet. There's the boreal, the temperate, and the tropical. Tropical obviously is into the south. Temperate is kind of in the mid latitudes, and the boreal is in the colder climates. For example, like where I am in Canada right now. That is what we have. And so these are our three main types of forests. Presently, forests cover 31% of Earth's surface. And according to the World Resource Institute, more than 80% of the Earth's natural forests have already been destroyed. 20,000 hectares per day, which is a lot and not good. And so how has this changed over time? Now, in terms of this, I'm going to show you a quick two little videos here. So you can see in that little video how deforestation has changed over time and how it's actually impacted significantly since they've been keeping an eye via satellite on that particular area. So forests create controversy. Do we cut them down? Do we leave them up? This may seem like a no-brainer, but trees are very valuable to us if we do cut them down. They create a lot of jobs. Canada receives $37 billion, almost a million jobs directly from this industry because we have a lot of forests. So they do create a lot of jobs and they provide a lot of things for us. We use wood in a lot of stuff. It's a reusable material and it's also biodegradable because it's a natural material. So wood is incredibly important. If there were more regulations about forests, wood products would go up in price, unemployment would go up, export value would be lowered, imports would increase. Why? Because we'd get our wood cheaper somewhere else, and the economy would suffer if we cut down less of the trees that we do now. Leaving them up, though, of course, on the other side, they provide homes for millions of species of animals and insects and all manner of things. They house 60 million native peoples, store carbon dioxide. We want to expand forests to better deal with the CO2 that's being spewed out into the air as is. They create oxygen. They prevent flooding, economic benefits, and spirituality to a lot of the people, and not just First Nations people, but also other people who believe in that sort of belief system. So defending trees legally, I'm sure you have seen some dramatic movies and retellings where people chain themselves to trees to prevent them from being cut down. And yes, that does happen, but we do have legal organizations that also help. Some NGOs, non-government organizations, sole purpose is to defend trees. The RAN encourages boycotts of logging and paper products. Global Forest Watch collects information about forests and gives it out for free, and Nature Conservancy of Canada buys land so loggers have no access to it, so they buy it to protect it and they can't cut down the trees in it. So these are all legal operations to conserve trees. The Earth Liberation Front, ELF, also known as ELVS or the Elves, ELF, right, is the collective name for autonomous individuals who convert cells or covert cells who, according to ELF Press Office, use economic sabotage and guerrilla warfare to stop exploitation and destruction of the environment. And these are the ones who do it more dramatically, chaining themselves to trees or destroying logging machines, that sort of thing. They actually have a 2011 documentary, "If a Tree Falls," which is kind of an interesting watch if you're so inclined. Using forests effectively, we do recognize that deforestation needs to stop. There are bad policies all over the world. The Forest Stewardship Council, the FSC, has tried to use forests better. They receive money from governments and NGOs to try and support better use of forests. So there is a recognition that while we need the forest, we need to do something to help the situation. It's not a good situation we're in right now. Products are certified as coming from forests that are managed and from companies that respect the rules. However, there are two kind of big issues with this. First is the chain of custody. They have to make sure that the wood goes from proper forest to proper companies, and every step must be verified along the way. And then ensuring a market for products with the certifications, because as soon as it has that certification, it is of course going to cost more for them to be able to use it effectively, unfortunately. So this is one of the issues that comes from this. Reducing impact logging. This is the logging. When you're logging, cutting down trees basically, it follows a series of steps. A study of forests to be cut is done. Trees are selected based on species and age. Cutting is selective. Roads have to be limited. Trees cut with damage to surrounding trees. No wasted wood. Leftover scraps, called slash, has to be dealt with. So there's actually a lot of thought that they try to put in when they do the reduced impact logging. They go into the forest. They pick out the trees. They select the ones specifically that they are going to take, and then they take them. They don't just go in and start wailing around willy-nilly with axes. There's a selection to the trees in order to better use every part of the tree as well as what's being done. Okay, so that is it, short and sweet, right, for forestry. So that is it for this, and I will see you guys in the next section.